It starts in the middle of me saying something. Yes. I'm not gonna edit. It is day 1 after my, I think it's methylprednisone, a steroid that I'm taking for my hips, and it's a 6-day treatment, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought that by the end of the first day, honestly, I mean, I thought I was gonna start to feel some improvement. I also didn't realize that I was gonna have to take about 6 to 5 pills a day. So the way it works is that each day, well, starting on the very first day, I had to take, I think, 2, 4, I think I had to take 6, and then I have to take 5 tomorrow. When 4, 3, 2, 1. You're messing up my video. Oh my God. But I was ignorant. Loud as hell for no reason. Oh, you know what you should do? You should go to my live and see if you can hear me. That would be great. Happy 4th of July. I probably should have said that at first, but I forgot it's the 4th because I'm not celebrating. So, as a part of my prednisone treatment, I or I'll say steroid because I'm not sure if it's prednisone, but as a part of my steroid treatment, I have to do physical therapy, but I do not start physical therapy for another week or so. So I decided to actually get out and walk today. And I must say, I've only been walking for what, 10, 15 minutes, and my hips already hurt. So this absolutely sucks, complete and utter donkey balls. Don't know if I can say that on YouTube, but I said it. I'm already, I mean, you know what? Actually, as long as I'm moving, it's not as bad. But when I have to stand still, it's definitely pretty bad. So I want to get into, can you hear me? Did you check? You can hear me? How does the traffic sound? Yeah, let me know. Can you guys hear me okay? Hi, Jen. What's your plans for today? And let me know if the sound is too bad, because that'll determine if I get into the topic I wanted to get into or not. I want to talk about the supplements that you could be potentially pairing. Um, you can potentially be pairing with your GLP-1s. Like, I've tried 15 times to make this video as a pre-record and it's just not working. So I decided to cover it now on my walk. But let me know. Okay, you can hear me okay. All right. And if you can't? Okay, cool. Oh, it's giving AirPods? Yes. Okay, Jen. So happy holiday. I don't want you to have to work too hard. So as far as moderating goes, as long as the other moderators come in, you will have help. But for the most part, let people say what they're going to say. If they start making sexual or threatening remarks, go ahead and remove them. If they start spamming or just being intolerable, then you can go ahead and remove them. But I don't want you to have to work too hard. So just go ahead and relax and enjoy the stream. And every once in a while, check in for somebody that is being a bit disruptive. Okay, so I covered what's going on with my steroid and my hips. And I'm gonna be out of breath, so y'all just don't have to. I'm lugging around 190 pounds, okay? Walking up hills, and it's hot, and I'm gonna be out of breath. All right. So we're gonna get into, oh, and this is a topic requested by subscriber Reindeer. So we're gonna get into the question of how many supplements. I'm gonna walk a lot slower. So if you want to speed up ahead of me, you can, or you can just walk at my pace. I'm gonna walk and talk pace. Okay. Um, so the question was, seeing so many content creators that are on the GLP-1 talking about all of the supplements that they recommend or all of the supplements that they are taking, but there's so many of them. And I think she even said that she bought a bunch of them and then found a doctor on YouTube that said you really don't really need that many supplements. So the question is, well, I guess essentially who's right? How many do you need? Do you need any? And then we're going to get into, as a part of the supplements, some additional peptides that people are taking, which I don't even know if they know that they're peptides. But we're going to get into some additional peptides that people are taking. And the question is all of this extra supplementing really necessary? Okay, so as you all come in, like the stream, happy holidays. If you're not doing anything with your life, I guess you're hanging out here with me. So shut up. Are we not we're gonna stop on our way back at Walgreens? Okay. So oh yeah, really quickly. My appetite is back under control. I had a bad day the other day and then I took my injection. So I'm good now. I actually really didn't eat much. You'll be making up for that today. But I just wanted to say, if you watched the live where I talked about having a bad day of overeating, I am back on track now. I'm feeling pretty good actually. So hmm, the short answer to the supplement question is honestly, you're supposed to be you're only really, really, really supposed to be or need to supplement what you are missing. Okay. That is the whole point of a supplement, to fill in gaps based on where you are, filling gaps from what you're not getting from your diet. Ideally, you want your vitamins, nutrients, micro, whatever or other, macro, this or that. We're supposed to be getting it from that food, right? But we all know that the food supply has gone to shit. Food quality has gone to shit, essentially. And most people are, at least here in America, most people are probably um low on one vitamin or another, right? Like vitamin D. Most people here in America are pretty low on vitamin D. But the thing about it is, when we talk about supplements, the only way to really know where you have gaps that need to be filled is to get a blood panel, okay? Isn't that something that, I mean, I know it's easy to just go into a pharmacy and grab a supplement off the shelf. We all do it. It's super easy to go into a sports nutrition store like a GNC or whatever and just grab whatever supplements they have off the shelf. There's a whole industry behind it. We all do it. But when it comes to having the question of like, well, all of this necessary? Do I need all of it? And because of our society of consumerism, we have a way of making people feel like they're missing out on something if they don't get every little thing that some influencer is saying that they need, right? Because we're all trying to work on our health. That's the point. But I do think that we need to consider that a lot of content creators, and this is no attack on any particular content creator, this is just how it goes. A lot of content creators and influencers get paid based on the products they recommend, which is fine. Like maybe eventually on my own channel, I will have my own sponsorships and things like that, or affiliate program or whatever, where things that I think that would be beneficial to the audience, I can get a commission. Get a commission out of it. I don't have a problem with that. But you, as a consumer, as a viewer, need to be able to discern what's actually for you and what's actually not for you. So originally, when I wanted to do this topic, I was going to try to narrow it down to about three supplements that I think would be beneficial on a GLP-1. But I realized that I take many more than three, some daily, some on occasion. So I'm just going to put it all out there as far as what I think are the needs versus the wants, the necessities versus preferences. I should have took my retainer out. But anyway, I'm going to get into that and I'll tell you which ones I think are pretty important and for what reason versus the ones that I take because they just make me feel better or I like the effects that I get from it or I'm trying to promote longevity. Whatever. I can't see the comments that well. So if you're saying hi, hi back to you. If you haven't already, subscribe. Okay. So the first, let's get the obvious out of the way of being on a GLP-1, constipation. This one is really simple. I even have a video that I did on it a while ago, and it still applies to this day because I'm using all of the same constipation remedies. So, since it's the most obvious one or category, I'll get it out of the way. And for that, it's as simple as obviously you want to start out with your water intake and getting fiber into your diet. But if you're someone like me that eats very, very little produce, it is what it is. Don't judge me. You have to supplement your fiber. Okay. It just is what it is. Like I've accepted in life that I will need to supplement my fiber if I want to stay regular. So I like fiber gummies, brand of your choosing. whichever one you prefer. And I like a magnesium complex. Now, obviously, because I'm walking, I don't have them to show or demonstrate. But if you subscribe and visit community on my channel, I'll post later the actual brands that I get and where to find them so that you can see the prices and things like that if it matters. So I have a magnesium complex and I use fiber gummies. In addition to that, if I go too long being constipated, then I will use like a stool softener or a laxative. Okay. TMI, whatever, we're all adults. If you're on a GLP-1, more than likely you have experienced some constipation of some sort. Okay. So that would be an example of supplementing something that you are low on. If you don't get a lot of produce into your diet, you probably need to supplement your fiber. If you are getting enough produce into your diet, but because you're on a GLP-1, things are still irregular, then you still would want to supplement some fiber. Okay? Makes sense? I can't see who said it, but thank you for the compliment. I just see the pretty compliment, the word pretty. Um, okay, so that's the easy one. So let's get into muscle production or support and performance. And I think this might be where some people are possibly promoting more of the promoting more in the supplement space when it comes to GLP-1s, because honestly, now everywhere you go, whether it's a supermarket or a vitamin store or whatever, a supplement store, you're going to see some sort of marketing that says aids in GLP-1 usage, aids in weight loss, use this with your GLP-1. It's simply marketing. You can use it, whatever it is, whether you're on a GLP-1 or not. Hi, Reindeer. I'm covering your topic now. I didn't get to do it as a pre-record, so we're just talking about it now. So don't be fooled by the marketing. That's why I said don't get scammed. Like, just because you see GLP-1 next to something, don't mean you gotta buy it because you're on a GLP-1. Okay. Like that's not what that means at all. You should be considering what your needs are. And if you haven't already, like, your first option is to just talk with your doctor and say that you are looking to supplement and make sure everything is balanced, whether it's your potassium, whether it's your vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B, complex, whatever. Your first option is to talk with your doctor so that they can do the blood work to see where you're actually deficient at and you can supplement there. That's the most efficient way to do that. But if we're just talking about things in your if you've already gotten that taken care of or you're not interested in that and you just want to know more about supplementing on GLP-1, then all of these are probably going to fall into the preference category because you haven't actually addressed what your needs are yet. So for muscle and performance, obviously protein shakes, okay? I don't know if people look at protein shakes as a supplement, but if you're not getting enough protein, the same way you're not getting enough fiber, it's called supplementing your protein. Okay, so if you have to get your protein outside of your food or your dairy, like your milk or whatever, you're supplementing your protein. So if you got to do a protein shake, protein powder, protein bar, whatever, you are looking for alternative sources to your protein. Make sense? Simple. A lot of people know that. But the easiest way to find out if you're getting enough protein or not is, one, how are your muscles doing, especially since you should be working out on a GLP-1. And two, you could be tracking your macros with a uh, food tracking app like MyFitnessPal or Lose It. So if you're tracking your macros, you can calculate how much protein you need for your height and weight and your sex, and I think your age too. Calculate how much protein you need and put your food into a food calculator or a food tracking app, and you'll see if you're getting enough protein in your day to day. And if you're not, then supplement your protein. If you're getting plenty of protein, why are you taking a protein shake? You don't need it. You're wasting money. You do not need it. Okay. So the next one is L-carnitine, which I actually just learned about from a subscriber on my channel. The video is still up if you want to go see that. And L-carnitine, really quickly, for those that don't know, is an amino acid. And again, for those that don't know, amino acids are like the building blocks for proteins. So the purpose of L-carnitine is to it helps burn fatty acids. Okay. I was reading, I'm like, that kind of sounds so. Well, let me let you know what the benefits are. So it's to help burn fatty acids, quick recovery. I guess that's for your muscles, and increased performance. Again, this is why this is in the muscle and performance category. But when I read the fatty acid thing, I'm like, so what's the difference between L-carnitine, because your body produces it naturally? What is the difference between L-carnitine and ketones? And well, I found out that the difference is that ketones are an energy source produced in the liver when glucose is low. So that makes sense. Your body naturally produces ketones as a fuel source. So L-carnitine is not a fuel source. It helps you burn the fuel, the fatty acids that you have, the fatty acids that you already have. It helps burn them in the cells as fuel, whereas ketones are its own fuel source, if that makes sense. I'm actually interested in the L-carnitine. I have to do some more research on it, but I think that is a supplement that I'm going to add. So of the ones that I mentioned so far, the only one that I'm supplementing is fiber. But well, I guess I'm supplementing my protein too, because I do take protein shakes. I do drink protein shakes as of right now. But I'm thinking about adding in L-carnitine to see how that works out for me. So the next category for supplementation is antioxidants, longevity, and things that kind of work at the cellular level. Now, here's where things get a little like, I really like the longevity space. I like the content. Um, I like biohacking, doing things to keep you young and youthful, keep your skin looking good, keep your energy high, keep your muscles strong, keep your cells in great shape. I like that space, but I feel like a lot of the times when we're just talking to average people, this is more niche, if you will. This is more of a preference area to supplement versus like an actual necessity. Okay. You want to keep going straight, or you want to turn? No, we can keep going straight. That's fine. Um, so the first thing that I have listed is glutathione. Now, I didn't realize that glutathione is a peptide. It's actually called a tripeptide, which is a subset of peptides. I've taken. Are you letting us? She's letting us go. Yeah, oh, thank you. Go ahead, go, 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 go. She had the light. That's what I'm like. Well, she didn't have the light, but she can turn. It's fine. Um, so I've taken glutathione in a IV drink before. I have a short on my channel that says how to make your skin better. My IV drip therapy. And glutathione is one of the things that is a part of the IV drip that I would typically get. In fact, I get a higher dose of it. So whatever their regular drip is, they would like double it. And the purpose of glutathione is it helps to rehydrate you. So it helps to rehydrate your cells, supports immune system, and really focuses on cellular health and protecting against free radicals. Most people don't know what a free radical is. I am not going to butcher the definition, but think of this as an antioxidant, okay? Now, some will say just eat some blueberries and there, boom, natural antioxidants, okay? I do think that the detox space can get a little scammy. Yeah, I do think the detox space can get a little scammy. Like the word detox is used so loosely that everyone thinks that if something says it's for your liver, it's a detox. If something says it's for your kidneys, it's a detox. If something says it's for your digestive system, it's a detox. So what the hell does detox actually mean, right? I guess it's short for detoxify, right? Like you're detoxifying your body, but we're all a mess of toxic soup, honestly. Like I'm about 76% microplastics, 38% heavy metals. Like I'm pretty sure there's some mercury in there. Is that a heavy metal? I don't know. Like We're all just, I'm about 73% seed oil. You know what I mean? Like, we're toxic. We're toxic. We are very toxic, and I don't obsess over trying to detoxify in a toxic environment. There's no point in obsessing over that. So, do I feel like if you're on a GLP-1, you need a glutathione drip or supplement? No, I don't feel like you need it. But could it be helpful and beneficial if you're into longevity and trying to make sure you every now and again do something to give your body a boost, to give your cells a boost? Absolutely. When I was getting my IV drips, I enjoyed it. The only problem with it is they're super expensive. Like, probably the lowest you'll see is like $100, and that's just for like a regular ass bag of saline. Maybe saline with like some B12 or some shit like that. But the IV drips are very expensive. Like, for a good one, you're looking at 150 to $200, and they're administered by medical professionals. If somebody that if you go to a place and they have people administering IVs that are not medical professionals, you should leave and go take your money elsewhere. My nose is like, I'm sweating on my nose, but anyway. Um, so yeah, leave and take your money elsewhere. So you should not be doing that. But when it comes to glutathione, it's like it's a preference thing. It's more of like if if you had a luxury in the world of supplements, not saying it's luxurious, but right, like if you had to separate your needs from your wants from just sheer like, I just want this because I want it, glutathione will be in that category, unless you have some sort of medical condition where you require it. But of course, with all of these supplements, like I said, you should be speaking with your doctor first so that you don't waste your money. See what you actually need and then go start supplementing there first. The next one that Reindeer mentioned was NAD. I don't know if it's NAD or NAD plus. There's a little plus at the end, but that could just be a positive sign. I don't know. But NAD is another supplement that falls into like the cellular level supplementation category. And it's a coenzyme that focuses on energy production, DNA repair, cellular health. DNA repair. I don't even know what DNA repair means, right? Like, you hear it off the top of your head and you might be like, oh, DNA repair. But like, in actuality, what does that even mean? Oh, Reindeer, I forgot to mention, I made you a moderator. So for the most part, people can come in and say whatever they want as long as they're not making sexual remarks or attacking or being disrespectful. If they're just trolling a little bit, goofing around, even roasting, fine. Let them rock. But if you feel like they are being problematic, then go ahead and time them out, and get them out of here. So NAD, fun fact, I didn't know this until I looked it up. NAD is related to B3. Now, it's not B3, it's different from B3. Apparently, B3, vitamin B3, converts to NAD when it's metabolized. So the whole point of B3 is to B3 maintains adequate NAD levels in your body. Okay. So when you look at an NAD treatment, I mean, the lowest I've seen is like $500 for like an IV. If you want to do like a subcutaneous injection, maybe like $200 or $100, something like that. Hold on, my tripod is slipping out of my hand. Give me a second. Okay, my bad. Um, okay, so it's essentially what you get after B3 is metabolized. Okay, so is it better to just get the B3 from your food and let it metabolize into NAD, or just go straight to the source and get NAD as an injection or an IV? I don't know. I don't really care. I've heard people say that NAD is good for energy. That's why I wanted to try it, because I suffer from a great deal of unrest. Like, I'm tired all the time. I was tired today. This stream should have started a lot earlier. I wanted to get out and walk before it got too hot. Actually, can I have my water? I wanted to get out and walk before it got too hot, but that didn't work out. Should we go straight or should we go through the complex and then move back? Okay. Let's try through the complex. Oh, switch. Okay. Mm. Yeah, I'm thinking the sidewalk goes all the way around and we could loop around, come back. Okay. Hmm. Thank you. So I'm gonna try it because I want to see if it really does something for my energy. And if it's trash, then I'll just come back and say it's trash. Um, you've heard that the NAD injection is painful? Really? I'm trying to see what y'all talking about. Okay. Um, okay. All right. Y'all are just talking amongst yourselves. Um, so if you have a question and you want it to stick out so I can see it, just go ahead and send a super chat, or if you don't have a question, send a super chat anyway and support the stream. And like and subscribe and share and all of that. Happy holidays, people. So Reindeer says that the NAD injection hurts. I don't know. Maybe. Um, like I said, if I get it in an IV, then it won't. I would assume it won't hurt. But if it's a subcutaneous injection, I'm not really sure what would hurt. Maybe the solution hurts. Like once it gets under the skin, maybe that hurts or stings or burns or whatever. I don't know. I would have to look into that because I haven't heard that. Oh, I think we're gonna be walking in the sun if we do this. I'm gonna go back. Okay. All right. So that's the NAD. So for glutathione and NAD, glutathione I have had. I enjoy it. Every time I was done with an IV drip, I would walk out of there kind of like, but it would be like glutathione, B12, magnesium. It would be a complex of things. Maybe I should go to my IV drip place and show y'all what I'm talking about. Or I can post the menu on my community tab so y'all can see. But I love getting IV drips. They're just really expensive, so I don't get them all the time. I typically get them in the winter too, and then like occasionally throughout the spring and summer. Vitamin C, things like that. Okay, so the next category would be hair, skin, and nails. This is another one that's just honestly okay. The hair, skin, and nails category, right? I did a video talking about losing my hair uh because I haven't when I first started out I wasn't eating enough, so my nails got brittle, my nails would break, and where you going? Yeah, I was gonna go around by Chick-fil-A. Um, so my nails got brittle, my hair began to break off, and it was simply because I was not eating enough. So honestly, as I expect that people are gonna have a hard time figuring out what is enough when it comes to eating. So if you're having a hard time, then potentially, like I said, get your blood panel done, talk to your doctor. But maybe supplementing with a B complex would be helpful in that case. But again, if your nails are strong, your hair is strong, your skin elasticity is doing okay, I'm not really sure. We can cut. I was gonna go all the way around, but we can cut if I want to get out the sun. I'm not really sure what would be the point of wasting your money supplementing with a B complex if you don't need it, right? Like if your B vitamins or if your B vitamins, as far as your blood work goes, are where they need to be, I don't see why you would need to supplement with that. Save your money. But for me, because again, I was having trouble with my hair and nails, I would often get different. I have no idea what this is. You want to go through Paris baguette? Anyway, um, so yeah, that's what I would recommend for the B. Well, it's not a recommendation. It's just what I think as far as the B vitamins go. When are you walking? You say when? Where am I walking? Just around. Just around. I just happened to pass a grocery store that I did not know was here. So now I'm walking through there. Oh, I think this is the Asian one. Yeah. I've, ne- I've never tried the rolls. Oh, okay. Um, okay. So definitely. If you do decide on the B vitamins, preferably, essentially, talk to your doctor, choose a complex versus just one individual vitamin. So what I didn't know was that biotin is B7, and B7 really just helps the body make fatty acids. And I'm like, why did I buy this? Like, I didn't even know. I thought biotin was specifically for hair and nails. But then when I started to look into it, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I probably should have gotten a combination of B7, B3, B12. Um, I should have got a complex if I was concerned about my hair and nails. Okay. So definitely look into it. Make sure you know what you're buying, because people would just say, buy this, buy that, you need this, you need that. This made me feel so great. But a lot of these people are getting paid to, you know, sell products. You're just gonna be picking stuff up. Those are not Oreos. Are they? Wow. Interesting. Let me show. Look, but it's definitely by Oreo. Interesting. We ain't got no strawberry Oreos. I might. I'm not gonna buy those. They got gluten. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it. Ready? Yeah, I'm not buying that. You do it yourself. I'm not buying that. Because I don't. Okay. I'll meet you back at the front or wherever the hell we came in at. I don't know. Um. Okay. So the next category is sleep aids. Now, this is my favorite category because I don't like tossing and turning and have to go to sleep. I don't like it. I really don't. I don't like having to, like, I get off of work late at night. I get off at 1 a.m. And honestly, the sleep aid started out when when I first learned how to fast, and when I was trying keto. I became, I started to have like insomnia. Like, I couldn't get to sleep. No matter what I did, I could not get to sleep. So I had to supplement in order to help me essentially get drowsy. But I've kept sleep aids around ever since. Now, the most popular one that people know is melatonin, but I actually think people should reconsider melatonin. I think people should reconsider melatonin because with melatonin, you take it too much and you'll start having a hard time developing your own melatonin naturally. So I only take melatonin when I'm absolutely desperate. And I mean, that's got to be like just a handful of times during a year. Oftentimes, I even forget that I have it. So melatonin, I would say that I would take probably maybe not even once a month, once every couple of months or so. But the one that I do like, as far as sleep aids, right? Because some people, when I first started on tirzepatide, people were talking about how they were having a hard time sleeping, but I haven't heard anybody say that for a while, honestly. Do y'all have that problem? Has anybody had a problem sleeping since being on a GLP-1? I've definitely heard people say that. So, for sleep aids, I like L-tryptophan, which is an amino acid found in eggs and I think turkey and red meat. And this one is my favorite because it helps to get me through my seasonal affective disorder symptoms in the winter. This is not prescribed for that. Okay, like it's off the shelf. You can just, it's a regular supplement. Like all supplements or most supplements, not approved by the FDA. So do your research. Make sure you're looking up side effects, risk, and things like that. Whether or not you can combine it with medications that you're already on. You definitely want to look at that. So with L-tryptophan, it may help with symptoms of anxiety and depression, which is why I started taking it. It helps to improve mood through the production of serotonin, and which also helps with the anxiety and depression symptoms. And it also works as a sleep aid. So the way it typically works for me, but again, talk with your doctor, especially if you have any of the concerns that I just mentioned, anxiety, depression, blah, blah, like, don't self-medicate, go talk to your doctor. But the way it works for me is I don't take it all the time. That's another thing. Some supplements are daily supplements, some are occasional supplements, some are maybe yearly or or quarterly supplements. Mhm. Hi Daisy. Hi Daisy. So with L-tryptophan, it was helping me with my mood during the winter. So The recommended dose on the one that I was taking from Now, the brand is Now. I'm not sure if it's Now Foods, but I think it's Now. NOW. Um, it was like 1 to 2 capsules, 2 to 3 times a day, and then take your final dose at bed. So I had to learn what was enough for me. So if it's bedtime, I take two and I'm out like a light. Every time I get the most restful sleep throughout the day. If I'm feeling a little crabby, I'll take one every 4 to 6 hours or so, and then I'll take two at night. I've noticed that if I just take two during the day, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I typically take one throughout the day and two at night. Now, when I say typically, I've had one bottle for almost a year now. I think I got it when I first started on a GLP-1 or right before I had started using L-tryptophan. But that whole bottle, I still have it because I don't use it all of the time. Okay. I don't believe in just supplementing something all the time unless you have a medical condition. There's no like whatever you're trying to fix or minimize or resolve, you should be looking for more permanent solutions, right? You should be trying to figure out the underlying cause. So the underlying cause for my mood problems were the time of year. Like the winter, I get winter blues really, really bad, and then you can't change the weather. So I would do things like weight train. I would take L-tryptophan. I would force myself to go outside. I force myself to be active, because those were things that would get me out of that funk for the most part. Ready? I don't think that's the exit. I think you gotta go this way. Did you buy something? What'd you buy? Gosh, I don't know how to use chopsticks. Anyway, so that's what I would use it for. But my favorite benefit from it is the sleep. I like it more than melatonin. I don't know if it affects melatonin production, honestly. I'm actually ready to about this. We don't even need to go there because I'll end up getting a milkshake from Chick-fil-A, and I don't need that right now. I don't need no milkshake, but I want one. I want one bad. Um, okay. So my favorite benefit from the L-tryptophan is the sleep. Like it's without a doubt, but of course you want to make sure like it's not going to interact with anything else that you may be taking, and of course look at side effects and risks and things like that. Yeah, we're gonna go back that way. Um, okay. So reindeer, I think I pretty much covered all of the ones that you had mentioned. You talked about the glutathione, the NAD, which I haven't tried, but the glutathione I have tried. It wasn't an oral version. It was an IV drip, and I really enjoyed it. In fact, I kind of want to go get one this weekend, and if I can, then I will. I'll actually see if they'll talk with me about it while I'm live, but they may not. We'll see. Um, but for the most part, the moral of the story is when it comes to supplementing, if you're wondering, do I need this? Do I need that? Stop what you're doing. Have you had your blood work done? If the answer is no, you're not going to be able to answer the question of needs, other than the fiber one. Obviously, you can tell with the fiber. And with the protein, you can tell by tracking your macros. But for everything else, you're not gonna just know that it's a necessity. And some of these, like something that I didn't cover was like vitamin D. I didn't cover vitamin D, even though most people are deficient in vitamin D. Because you're not gonna know you're deficient in vitamin D if you don't go see a doctor. You're not gonna know if you specifically are deficient in vitamin D unless you go see a doctor. Vitamin C. How are you gonna know? Maybe if you have like gum disease, that's a good sign. But I ain't no doctor or no dentist, so you gotta go talk to your doctor. But do you just want to come out of nowhere? Like basically, if you don't know that you need it, but you supplement with it anyway, I guess at most you're potentially just wasting your money, but you're probably not going to harm yourself by supplementing with vitamin C unless you have some sort of odd disorder where you're not supposed to intake vitamin C. So technically, you can ignore everything I'm saying and just go buy one of everything. But it really does start to feel like a waste of money when you have a cabinet full of supplements and you're not even using them. Because let's be honest, when you buy 7, 8, 10 supplements, do you use them all every day? No, you don't even got to answer. I'm answering for you. No, you don't. I'm worried that you don't because I've done the same thing. It's only now that Zepbound is so expensive. I'm trying to be more conscious or money conscious. Now I'm like, do I need that? No, I don't need that. Do I need that? Probably not. And then there are the things that are just like wellness things for me, like IV drips. Nobody needs an IV drip unless you have gone through something specifically where you need to be hydrated very quickly. Then sure, go get you an IV drip. I love them. They're great. Overpriced, but they're great. But if you're wondering if something is a need, honestly, even a doctor on YouTube can't tell you if you need something. They can tell you the benefits of a supplement, but they don't know you. They can't tell you what you need. They can't tell you what you don't need. You know what I mean? They don't know you. They don't know your particular needs. They don't know your body composition, or your blood panel. They don't know. So you're supposed to be talking to your own doctor. Now, as far as like dietitians may also refer you to your doctor for like prescribed versions of um certain supplements like vitamin D. Because your doctor can prescribe vitamin D versus just getting it off the shelf. And I would assume that makes it a bit stronger, I guess. I think. I don't know, but I would think so. Okay. So what about electrolytes? Okay. Supplementing electrolytes. You know what? I actually didn't consider electrolytes, or I didn't and I forgot. But let's talk about electrolytes. So potassium, magnesium, sodium are the three. I don't think there's a fourth. I think it's just potassium, magnesium, sodium. Sodium is easy. You get that from your diet. Technically, you're supposed to get all of them from your diet. All right. Don't eat 16 bananas trying to get your potassium. But in general, if you have a decent amount of produce and meat in your diet and meat, okay. I got a video. Well, we're gonna do this live, but eventually we're gonna do Jen's topic of good diets, bad diets. And we're gonna talk about the goddamn vegans, the vegans and the carnivores. I ain't got no beef. I just feel like some people, not just if you personally choose to eat that way, but when it comes to ideology, it can be very, very extreme. Like vegans and carnivores tend to look at people in the middle as if we're the problem. There's 75,000 diets in the middle, but for some reason, the vegans and the carnivores look at everybody in the middle like they're the problem. So we're going to be talking about that. But ideally, we are omnivores. We eat vegetables and meat. Or produce and meat. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying that's how we're built as human beings, to be able to tolerate both for the most part. And that's where our nutrients are supposed to come from, and the sun. Okay. If you didn't know, your skin gets vitamin D from the sun and converts it once, so you're supposed to be outside and stuff. Okay. So when it comes to electrolytes, typically you only need to supplement with electrolytes if you're losing them. I forget which way it works, but either the electrolytes follow the water or the water follows the electrolytes. Okay. So, like if you go on keto, for example, people tend to lose a lot of water on keto, and they end up losing a lot of electrolytes as they're constantly peeing throughout the day because your blood sugar is low. Um, your body will start to release the water that it's holding on to because your glucose is low. So, like I said, I forget which way it is. Either the electrolytes follow the water out, or the water is following the electrolytes out. Like you're losing one and the other is following. I forget which order. But if you are eating a reasonably healthy diet with a variety of foods, if you are an omnivore, like if you are a person that eats meats and vegetables, then a healthy combination of the two. If you are a person that only eats meat or has a meat heavy diet, then maybe because you don't have any carbs, potentially you need to supplement with electrolytes. So, like me, I don't eat a lot of produce. Now, the produce that I do eat is potatoes. I like potatoes. I don't eat them a lot anymore, but I don't eat a lot of produce. So, for me personally, I'm not carnivore, but I do have I can't even say I have a meat heavy diet. I don't. Like, I really, the only meat I eat is like chicken, bacon. I get some protein, some eggs. Hi, Sydney. Hi, Sydney. Sydney, I made you. You're a moderator. So the way that it works is If you see people come into the live stream being disrespectful as far as sexual comments, attacking other people, um, just being disrespectful, you just tap the three dots by their name. Well, I guess on this live, there's no three dots. I'm not sure how it looks on your end, but you just tap their name and you can time them out. Timing them out keeps them from commenting for a certain number of seconds. And then they have the option to come back like they have some sense. Okay. So that's pretty much how it works. But you don't have to work too hard. You don't have to keep your eye on the chat like a hawk. If you just happen to be looking and you see something that is completely and utterly out of pocket, then you can go ahead and time people out. But what I don't want is for people to feel like they can't speak at all. So people can roast, can push back, they can disagree, they can tell me I'm wrong, they can even tell me I'm stupid, but they can't curse me out or they can't curse out anybody in chat. No sexual advances. That is not what we're here for. No talking about kids. That's not what we're here for. Please don't talk about your religion and try to stay away from politics too, but that's not a reason to get timed out. Just don't nobody want to hear that. That's not what we're here for. Okay. So just look out, keep an eye out for the disrespect and try to get them out of here if you happen to see it, but don't work too hard. Okay. Free labor. I am pro free labor. Amen. Jen is your union rep. Well, I guess if it's free labor, you don't have a union rep. So never mind. Jen is your free labor rep. Okay, whatever that is. Um, so yeah, I decided to make some more moderators because people were going crazy in my live streams yesterday. It got to the point where I had to put it on subscribers only. But I don't want new people to not be able to comment. So I just made some more moderators and I chose you guys. I chose Sydney Rainier and Journey of Life because you all have participated outside of just watching and commenting, which is not a requirement, but because you have, I decided to make you moderators. So thank you. I appreciate you and all your support. So back to the electrolytes. So because I have a fairly low-ish carb diet, unless I'm eating junk food, I tend to get symptoms of an electrolyte imbalance, like headaches, fatigue, things like that, weakness, feeling a little dehydrated. So I put electrolyte powder into my water a couple of times a week, and it's fine. But you don't have to do that. You don't have to buy some. You don't have to see. Electrolytes are the easy one because you don't have to buy an electrolyte product. All you got to do is add a bit more salt to your food, preferably sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, something like that. Not the iodized table salt. Get you some sea salt, some pink Himalayan salt. Add some of it to your food. Add some of it to your water if you can stomach that taste. Add some of it to your bone broth. Get you potentially a magnesium complex. Potassium is the hardest one to supplement. So I don't have a potassium imbalance, so I don't supplement it. But the easiest way to get it would be through your food, so your produce. And if you are a meat eater, through your like beef and stuff like that. You can consider chicken to just be like completely bankrupt of nutrients. And that's the main one that I eat. Like chicken has been completely ruined in America. It is completely what? Huh? Oh, chicken is completely bankrupt of nutrition in America. So I try to buy organic when I can, hoping that the chickens have nice, healthy, happy lives and ate lots of bugs, so that I can get those nutrients. So that I can get the nutrients from the bugs that are eating the grass and the chickens eating the grass and stuff like that. I try to buy organic eggs or free range eggs, but they're so expensive. So I alternate throughout the month. I'll get the regular farm raised stuff or let me know. Let me know. Was I just talking to myself? That sucks. Hold on. Can anybody hear me? I'm gonna wait to see if I get a comment to see if anybody can hear me. I'm not sure why I started acting up. Hold on. Can you see on your phone? Are you gonna show anything? Okay. So you can hear me now? Try refreshing. I'm sorry. I'm guessing you missed everything I said about electrolytes. That's what happens when you can't see the comments. Before I continue, let me just make sure that it's actually stable now. So, okay, cool. All right. So, reindeer, I was going all around the rosy, ringing around Rosie about the electrolytes to say that unless you have a reason to, you don't have to worry about it. And if you are worried about it, you can start out by adding more sea salt or pink Himalayan salt to your food or to your water or bone broth or whatever. Salt is going to be your first line of defense for electrolyte imbalances. Potassium is particularly hard to supplement. You're supposed to get it from your diet. So if you have a balanced diet of fruits, vegetables, and meats, then that's the best way to get your potassium. And then magnesium, of course, uh, you can do a magnesium complex. But again, I don't take magnesium because I'm low in magnesium. I take it because it has other benefits, like being a sleep aid or like for constipation. So when it comes to electrolytes, I'm pro supplementing electrolytes, but not because everybody should do it or everybody needs it. If you're trying to save money, don't go buy no electrolyte powder. But I like electrolyte powder. I like because um I have a diet now lower in carbs and higher in protein. And I especially like it when I'm working out. So I use a supplement called branched chain amino acids after I work out to help me recover. It's just a powder that I put into my water. And there's a dual, it also has electrolytes in it. So I get kind of a dual effect from it. And that's all she wrote. And I was talking about how there's an electrolyte brand that is purely just flavored salt and it's disgusting. It's gross. I tasted it and I was like, "Ew, why is it so salty? Ugh." Like it was gross. So I'm not a fan of salting my water, but I will use an electrolyte powder. So I would say yes to the electrolytes if you feel that you need them. Otherwise, you can just literally salt your food with sea salt or Himalayan salt, not iodized table salt. Okay. Did I answer your question, reindeer? Have fun at the gym, Sydney. Have fun. I like supplementing my electrolytes. I really do. Especially after working out or fasting. I like Pedialyte. I like anything that's on the lower end with sugar. So I like Pedialyte. I like certain electrolyte powders, and I just try to make sure it's not like drinking a freaking fully sugared Gatorade or something like that. Because people tend to lean more toward like Gatorade and Powerade. I prefer Powerade Zero because um, Gatorade, one Gatorade and Powerade, the original ones just have too much sugar. But Gatorade Zero also has like um glucose solids or something like that. It's something solids. And I was just like, what the fuck is that? That don't sound right. I don't want that. I don't want that. So I just go with I haven't had it in a while, but I typically like Powerade Zero too. You're welcome. I'm sorry I didn't do it as like a neat screen record video. I have been like, okay, so now that we're done with the supplement conversation, but if you have any questions, don't be shy about asking. I can always spin the block and go back and answer something. But y'all, oh my gosh, I've been so tired. I've been so tired. Oh, how long have we been walking? About an hour? My hips are starting to like, they do hurt, but they do hurt. But the best thing I can do is just keep walking. If I just keep moving, I'll be fine. Not fine, but I'll be better than I would be if I just stood still. So I'm gonna just keep moving until I get back home. So I've been exhausted. I'm in the middle of moving. So I'm packing, I'm trying to sell things, and then I'm house sitting at the same time. Now, my goofy ass planned my houses too close together. So I've been traveling back to back. Like this week and next week are the first 2 weeks that I'll be home in like 3 months. I usually come home for a day or two, maybe a weekend, and then I'm out again on my next house sit. So I've been really fucking tired. And honestly, I still don't feel like I've recovered from that house sit with Sage. I love Sage. I miss Sage, but Sage was a lot. Sage was disabled and needed a lot of attention. And I became very sleep deprived when I was in Chicago. And I don't think I've fully recovered from that. So today I almost didn't get up. Like I wanted to do this stream early in the morning before the sun got too high and it was too hot outside, but I couldn't get out of bed. I was just so tired. I was so tired. And then like you would think house sitting is kind of like a vacation, but it's not. Like if you're on vacation, yes, you can house sit. But when you're not on vacation and you still have to work, it is exhausting. It's more exhausting than being at home with my own dog. But like I said, the reason that I do it is because one, I do get some sense of fulfillment out of taking care of people's pets, preferably not disabled, but it happens. But I was just at a house sit, my very first one I just went back to, and one of the dogs only has 3 legs and she gets around just fine. She's disabled, but she's low maintenance. Sage was high maintenance as fuck. Sage was super high maintenance, and he was a good boy, but I'm still recovering from that. On top of that, I'm having a hard time with my obviously with my hips. Yes, I'm gonna fast today. When I first said that we were gonna be fast on Friday, I just picked Friday because that's what we did. Always here. I picked Friday because we did when I was in Chicago. So I didn't I completely forgot it was gonna be the fourth. But I said this to say, yes, I'm fasting. It is what it is. We're going to the movies tonight. I'm not sure what time, but we are going to the movies. So I probably won't be eating at my movie, and I'm fine with that. Did I get tanned? No, I don't think so. Does it look like this part of my forehead like got sunburned? Am I tripping? I think it's me. I think it's my glasses. Anyway, so basically, I'm saying that I've been live instead of pre-recording because I've just been tired. I've just been exhausted. So ideally, what's going to happen is I'm going to move my stuff down to my dad's house next week, and then I have um 2 more house sits for July. One is just like a weekend here back in North Carolina, and then I'll be in South Carolina for 2 weeks. But let me tell you, and this is mostly for Sydney, even though she left, so she'll come back and hear this part. But let me tell you, I have a house sit for 2 weeks in South Carolina. Do y'all want to know what I agreed to for this house sit? This talk about free labor. Talk about free labor. Do you know what my goofy behind ass? I mean, I've learned. I only started this in April, so now I've learned what my tolerance is. I'm not looking forward to this July house sit. So I have like 5 cats, goats, chickens, a hamster. Oh, you done? I have cats, hamster, dozens of chickens, and some goats. I didn't grow up on a farm. Why did I agree to this? Honestly, because I've always wanted to care for some chickens. And I think goats are cute. They're a little creepy looking, look a little bit from the underworld, look a little underworldish, but I think goats are cute. And I've always wanted to have some chickens of my own, but I can't because I live in a city. I live in an apartment, so I can't have no chickens. But so I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to see if I'm interested in raising chickens. See if I can deal with the maintenance, so that when I go to my dad's house, if I want, I can get me a chicken coop. He doesn't know yet. Don't tell him I said that. He don't know. I'm thinking about turning his yard into partially a chicken haven. I will have my hands full, but I agreed to it. I'm not gonna back out. Um, Pet parents, when they pick a sitter, they pick a house sitter because they care for their animals and they want somebody that's going to care, and they have plans to go elsewhere. They have plans to go elsewhere, so they're depending on you to do your part and show up. So I could cancel on them right now. They would still have a month to find another. No, they would have 2 weeks to find another house sitter, 2, 3 weeks. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. But I wouldn't do it again unless somehow I managed to have a great time. Because I thought about it after. Like at first I was excited, but now, like when I agreed to it, it was like 2 months ago. I agreed to it really early. So now that I've had many house sits since and have gotten overwhelmed at certain ones, now I'm like, there's no way I want to take care. There's no way I want to take care of like 12 goats and 30 chickens and 5 cats, and 3 of them is outside and 2 of them is inside, and a hamster that only wakes up at night. Like, I'm just glad they're sending the dog to boarding. There's a dog too. but the dog is going to breathe. The dog will not be there. So I'm coming. Um, I'm excited about that. Yeah, well, not excited, relieved. I guess I'm relieved about that. But yes, I'm gonna have my hands full. It's gonna be a lot. So I'm hoping, and then y'all, hold on. That's not even the full kicker. Not only will I have my hands full, but I have to manage. Like, listen to how goofy I am. Okay, so I have this house sit right that ends on July 31st. Do y'all know what I'm doing on August 1st? Do y'all know what I'm doing on August 1st? I am flying to Europe. Oh, flying to Europe on August 1st. And the house sit is not in the same city as the airport. So that means I have to end my house sit on July 31st and make it to my dad's so that I can fly out in the morning on August 1st. Sounds like I'm going to be tired for my Europe trip. Sounds like it's going to be a couple days where I don't even leave the hotel and they just going to have to go without me on top of my hips being shot. Like, I'm not having a whole lot of faith in this steroid because I guess because I'm being a little bratty about it not working on the first day, but I still have 5 more days of treatment to go through. The pills go in order of like 6 on the first day, 5 on the next day, 4, 3, 2, 1. They work like that. And so I'm hoping that I will get some benefit and then I should have 2 physical therapy sessions before I leave. But yeah, I go from the 2 weeks of taking care of goats and chickens to flying to Europe with no break in between. None at all. So that was dumb. In all fairness, I agreed to the house sit first. The Europe trip came after, and it wasn't me that picked the date. So it is what it is. Um, so I have to manage to do my hair. This is completely like unrelated to the topic now. But when I get to this house, then not only do I have to take care of the animals, but I have to make sure I have everything packed for my trip because I don't have a buffer day. I have to make sure I have everything packed for Europe, and I have to manage to do my hair, redo my hair, which takes a whole day to do. Sometimes 2 days. So if I said that to say, the whole point of me sharing all of that was the likelihood that I will be editing anything for the month of July is very slim. Very slim. I probably won't be editing until I get back from Europe in August, where I can sit my ass down and actually do it. Yeah. Did they give you any pain meds? That is a good question. I didn't even think about that. No, they did not. But you know what? Now that you say that, when I go to physical therapy, um, when do I go? I go next week. I'm going to see. I'm pretty sure the physical therapist can't prescribe it. I don't think they can, but I want to see if they will recommend it to the orthopedic and then give me a prescription. I don't know why she didn't give me a pain medication. That's a good ass question. I don't know why. Oh my god. Daisy, I think you're behind in the stream. My stream that's I don't know why I'm talking. Like you're gonna hear me, but just in case. I think you're behind in the stream. Um, so when you get to this part, you'll know that you were behind or whatever. So anyway, yeah, I have a full on top of that, I'm packing to move. So I'm packing to move. I got house sits on top of that. And the reason, okay, so in case anybody's wondering why I did this in such a crazy way, when I started out house sitting, I didn't have any reviews. So I was applying to house sits left and right so that I could get my profile up and get the really good ones that I want. So I was accepting ones that would interview me and they were nice. Like I've had all good houses. Like I've gotten all 5 stars. I've given all 5 stars. Um, Sage is the first one where they tell you to give a rating, but then they also have you do sub ratings, and everything was 5 stars except I gave like expectate like accuracy of the listing. I gave that 4 instead of 5 stars because she didn't tell me how much work I was gonna have to do. But either way, I was new to the platform when I accepted this house sit. So now that I've had about 10 of them, I'm like, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to because I agreed to it, so it's fine. But I'm gonna be tired of shit. I'm gonna be tired. So this is what y'all got. These live streams is what y'all got. But you know what? I'm actually glad I'm gonna be busy for July because I think it'll keep me on track with my challenge and my goals. I got on the scale today, reindeer. I'm back down again. I actually weighed in at 188 today, but I don't think it's going to stay there. So it's not like I'm bragging about it. The one that's going to count is the one that I do on Tuesday. So that's why I was telling you, huh? Oh, maybe it was Mike. Yeah, they don't have a black car. I don't know. I don't know either. Uh, I thought they had a second car. I don't know. Um, that probably was them. They probably messaged me and say it was them. But uh, yeah, I'm glad. Like I'm gonna be tired, but I'll be busy, and y'all are just gonna have to do this with me. Y'all are gonna have to do this with me until like y'all start complaining about it. Like enough with the live streams already. Enough. Like we need some shorter videos. Now, when I say I don't plan to edit, that's not 100% true. I do plan to edit shorter videos like within 10 minutes. Like so it's minimal editing. I don't have to like I never got a chance to make a video with the footage I took for Chicago. Like the way that that plays out in my head, I never got to put it together. If you've seen the video with thumbnail 65 pounds to lose, I had my B-roll from my New York trip and I thought it was beautiful. Or when I did my milestone gift and I went to the mall and got Fabletics, B-roll in there from the mall trip. And I really enjoy that. Like I like when I'm talking about whatever the topic is, and I have B-roll of what I did that was related to that. And I wanted to do that with the Chicago trip, but I didn't get a chance to do it. There's actually a lot of footage y'all haven't seen. Like y'all didn't see the Disney footage. Y'all didn't see the footage from like 3 months ago when my cousin came to visit and we was eating crab legs. I should post that just for fun. I got a whole bunch of footage of y'all didn't see my birthday footage from Mexico. I was doing buggies and cenote. There's just a lot of stuff that like never got around to being edited into a video. So I don't want that to continue to be a habit. So we'll see. We'll see. But that was pretty much it. That was pretty much everything I wanted to go over. I will be going live again later to talk about, well, I didn't know we were going to the movies today, so maybe I'll be going live again later. But the diet fanatics, the diet extremists video or live stream, we're supposed to be doing that tonight. And I want to do it late because it gives other people an opportunity to come into the live. So, Jen, good diets, bad diets. I'm gonna need y'all to put y'all fighting gloves on just in case the vegans or the carnivores come out. I had a carnivore come, like, no GLP-1s or fasting, go carnivore. And it's just like, bro, listen, different things were for different people. Everybody is not, and like, oh gosh, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, it's not like everybody knows me. Not like anybody knows me. But sometimes I get frustrated when carnivores are just like butter, bacon, and eggs are the answer to everything, even though I eat butter, bacon, and eggs every fucking day. But it's just like that is not that is not the answer to life. Like if you ate butter, bacon, and eggs twice a day for a month with nothing else, would you lose weight? Absolutely. You'll probably lose weight faster than a person on a GLP-1. But then what? Are you just gonna eat butter, bacon, and eggs for the rest of your life? Like that's it? So it's like, no, there's more to being carnivore. There's more to being carnivore than just butter, bacon, and eggs. Okay, have my water. There's more to being carnivore than that. I support carnivore. I'm just not about to do it. I support carnivore. I support people that do carnivore. I support Dr. Ken Berry. A lot of people have solved a lot of medical issues that they've had by getting rid of produce, getting rid of plant foods. Oh, this is mine. What are you doing? Oh, I thought you were saying I was drinking yours. But anyway, he got gummy bears and I can't even have none. Like this is the type of support I get in my life. I can't have candy for a whole month. And don't do that. No, I have not had one bite of candy in a month, and I'm going on 2 months now. And you're not about to ruin it for me. It's sabotage. You think somebody loves you, and then they try to put a gummy bear in your mouth. Stop. Go. Goodbye. Thank you. Anyway, so the carnivore people kind of get on my nerves, and then the vegan people, not just vegans in general, but like vegans that feel like you're gonna You're gonna croak if you eat an egg. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh god. Like the propaganda is so like out of this world, and that's what I want to talk about. What is a good diet? What is a bad diet? Because people be in a bag, and to be honest, I would have been one of those people that was in my bag 5, 6, 7 years ago. I would have been like, uh, excuse me, don't. I mean, I'm still like this. Like, don't tell me I gotta eat bread. I don't gotta eat bread. Like, if I'm a abolish wheat fanatic. No, can you guys hear? You can hear me? Okay, I'm sorry. Can y'all hear me? I was saying that the dead zone. So I have to say my goodbyes here. Okay, so I'm just saying my goodbyes here because once I cross the street, my whole entire my apartment complex is like a dead zone for data for some reason. So I won't be able to reconnect until I get on Wi-Fi, and then y'all just be left hanging, wondering what the hell happened to the stream. So I'm gonna say my goodbyes now, but we will be back tonight to discuss good diets and bad diets, vegans, carnivores, and everything in between, and extremists, like why people get so fanatical about diets. Okay. So if you haven't already, like the stream, subscribe. Happy 4th to y'all. I'm actually glad to see that the new moderators came through today. I knew y'all were going to come. I said it in my post. I was like, I made some new moderators. If you want to know who it is, you'll have to join the stream, but I already know y'all are going to be there. So I think the only one that didn't get to see that she has a wrench yet is Journey of Life, but that's because she's on the West Coast. So she's probably still asleep right now, or she'll be coming in at the end. But Journey of Life, if you make it to this point in the stream, you have a wrench as well. Oh, thank you for supporting. All right. So I will see y'all